Shalom, shalom, shalom. Rabbi Akwetey here. I am thrilled to announce our brand new course series, which is titled Jacob, the oldest biblical narrative. This course offers an in-depth examination of one of the oldest and most complex narrative in the Hebrew Bible. Now, if you are interested in learning about the true history of the foundation of Israel, free from religious dogma, then this is the course perfect for you. We will dive deep into the story of Jacob, exploring its literary and historical context, cultural and social values as well, and how it has been interpreted throughout history. So you will get a multidisciplinary approach to this course. Now, by the end of the course, you will have gained a comprehensive understanding of the story of Jacob, the formation of Israel. Don't miss this chance to deepen your knowledge and appreciation of one of the oldest epics in history. Join us now in the Jacob, the oldest biblical narrative course series. If you are one who is interested in exploring the religious interpretation of the story of Jacob, we have you covered as well with our Jacob's Journey course series, which is available now. This series offers a comprehensive exploration of the religious significance of the story of Jacob and its place within Hebraic theology. Accessing the course is easy. Simply check out the links in the description box below or go to the link that you see on your screen, courses.KINGDOMOFKINGS.org. Now, an excerpt from the series.
Throughout the book of Genesis, we notice something. These different stories of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, they are organized into a system characterized by the title Toldot, which can be translated as generations, histories, or genealogy. For example, you would hear, these are the Toldots of the heavens and the earth. These are the generations of the heavens and the earth. These are the Toldots of Terah. It's interesting to note, since I mentioned Terah, it's interesting to note that the Toldot, the generations, the history, the genealogy of Terah, who is the father of Abraham, introduced the story of Abraham, not Terah, while the Toldot of Isaac introduced not the story of Isaac, but rather the story of Jacob. Additionally, the Toldot of Jacob introduces the story of Joseph. What we see here is the emphasis of the next generation. So the Toldot of Jacob introduces the story of Joseph, emphasizing that it is always the next generation that is the focal point. It's worth noting that there are no Toldot of Abraham in the book of Genesis. I repeat that. There are no Toldot of Abraham. This is because if there were Toldots of Abraham, if there was a generation of Abraham, if there was a history of Abraham, if there was a genealogy of Abraham, according to what we've seen, they would have to introduce the story of Isaac, not Abraham. However, Isaac's narrative is very brief and somewhat integrated into Jacob's story. So we don't have a Toldot of Abraham. These patriarchs, along with their matriarchs, are not all located in the same place. And looking at where they are rooted, it's evident that they are not from the same region. Let me repeat that. These patriarchs, along with their matriarchs, they are not all located in the same place. How do we know that? When you look at where they are rooted, it's evident that they are not from the same region. For example, Abraham, we know, settled in Mamre, specifically in Hebron. So this will link him to the Arab tribes via Ishmael. While Isaac settled in a lower area in Beersheba, which will be near the Edomites. Jacob, on the other hand, settled in the north. He settled in Bethel, Penuel, and then Shechem, which will be near the Arameans, which were all far from each other. So now this leads to a question as to whether these three characters, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, were originally connected, or if they were independent traditions that were later combined. Typically, when tribes unite, they unite their ancestors. And the same happened with the three patriarchs in the biblical text. Although each had their own separate tradition before they were combined, they are now linked together in this same system of Toldot that we just mentioned. There is another fascinating text that relates to Jacob, which is found in the book of Hosea, Hosea chapters 12. This chapter reflects the situation in the 8th century BCE under King Jeroboam II and holds Jacob accountable for his actions, including his struggle with God. The author of the text demonstrates a deep understanding of the story of Jacob. We see parallels between Jacob in the book of Genesis and then in the account of Hosea of Jacob's birth, his conflict with his brother, and his struggle with God. We see parallels. Additionally, we encounter the etymology of the name Israel, the encounter at Bethel, the enrichment, the flight to Haran, the allusion to Galeed as a piece of stone, making a covenant with Laban, and the servitude of a woman. We see all these parallels in the book of Genesis and then the account in Hosea. Throughout these texts, several vocabulary words are used repeatedly, such as womb, deceive, struggle, overpower, and pile of stones. These words indicate a clear relationship between the texts and Jacob's youth. It has been suggested that the author of Hosea probably knew the story of Jacob, perhaps without the written text. I'll repeat that. It's been suggested that the author of Hosea probably knew the story of Jacob, perhaps without the written text. However, this idea has been contested. Nadav Naaman, in his article, The Jacob Story and the Foundation of Biblical Israel, argues that Hosea 12 is a source for the story of Jacob. This is what he argues. However, the elusive character of Hosea chapters 12 presupposes prior knowledge of the story by its audience. Close proximity to the Jacob story at Bethel and with Laban, including vocabulary parallels, makes it plausible to refer to a written version of the cycle. In Hosea 12, the parallel between Jacob and Ephraim does not yet represent a theological use, but rather presents Jacob as the patriarch of the northern kingdom. So in Hosea 12, when Jacob is mentioned with Ephraim, it's not used theologically, but rather Jacob and Ephraim, when they switch them, present Jacob as the patriarch of the northern kingdom. When examining the date of the book of Hosea, one possible approach is to look at the story of Jacob and his visit to Haran. What do we know? During the 9th and 8th century BCE, Haran became a major city in the Neo-Assyrian Empire.
There you go. This was just an excerpt. We go much more into details with this course. You're going to learn so much. I can promise you that. You can join. You can cancel anytime if it does not meet your expectation. But if you really want to know the true origins, the historical origins of Israel, then this course is for you. Looking forward to studying with you. Shalom.